Hello class, it is Monday of World History and we are going to be looking at some American history stuff. Remember, on our Zoom meeting we're going to do our prayer together. So I'm going to skip into, so these videos aren't as long, I'm going to skip into the actual content. We're starting on page 339 in your books, and we're starting from the very foundation of America today, which is super exciting. So obviously you guys have to think. We're going to go back to stuff you probably learned when you were little. So the Pilgrims came over on the Mayflower. The literal meaning of the word pilgrim is somebody that's taking a religious or spiritual journey. And so that's usually the reason why we think of the Pilgrims coming to America. We think that they're trying to escape the persecution in England and of the church and come to America to have freedom of worship. And that is one very big reason, but some other reasons where they wanted land. They want to be able to own their own land. They wanted money. They want to be able to control their own businesses. And they just were looking for adventure in some cases. So they weren't all coming just for religious purposes, even though that's the one we typically think of. While they were on their way over here, they wrote the Mayflower Compact, and that governed the Massachusetts Bay Colony. That was like the governing document for the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Remember that these people were spiritual, so they did believe, and you have to think back to when we studied Calvinism, but they did believe in human depravity. These people did believe in sin in humans. And so they realized that if we did not have a founding document of some sort to be a government, then we would have an anarchy, and that people are naturally good, and that doesn't work out well. So they understood the need for a government foundation. Obviously, though, in case you guys didn't miss the memo, they didn't just automatically move over here and, oh, England just let us do our own thing. So this is how I tried to explain to my U.S. history class. You guys will have to kind of bear with me for a second. But I kind of explained it as the colonists were kind of college kids trying to break off from their parents, and when they broke off, the parents became over controlling and just kind of bear down on them more and more. So it's kind of what happened with England. England, our mother country, just kept pounding acts on us, like taxes and that kind of thing, to try to still have power over us. So some of the ones you guys are probably familiar with are the Townshend Act, which put a tax on paints and things for homes, and the Stamp Act put a tax on paper. The Sugar Act put a tax on tea. And most of you probably know about the Boston Tea Party, when they went to the Boston Harbor and dumped all of the East India Tea Company tea into the harbor to revolt against the British. So I actually sent you guys a link to that. But the thing that really kind of ticked the colonists off the most was the Quartering Act, which said that when England's troops came in, we had to take them in their own homes. So how would you feel if we had if Trump decided that since one of our allies is Israel, that all of Israel's troops were going to come over here, and we had to house all of Israel's troops, and some random person come to stay with you? That'd kind of be a similar idea. So, but America starts moving towards independence, and when they do, they write up the Declaration of Independence, and they do send that off. I don't know if we're exactly there yet. So you're only reading today to page 441. So we're starting to move to wanting to break off from England. But just because the Declaration of Independence was signed here in America doesn't mean that the king recognized us as broken off from them. It was just kind of, Mr. Marsh likes to call it a breakup letter from here in America to England. So it just signified, hey, we're done. But that doesn't mean that England was. So that's kind of where we're leaving off today. I'm actually sending you guys a link to read the Declaration of Independence. You don't have to read the entire thing, but I would like, if you could, to try to at least look through it, because it's one of our founding documents, and it's really important that you read it and you understand where our nation came from and where it is now. All right, I'll see you guys on Tuesday, tomorrow.